Okay guys, take two on doing this filming for Happy's feed. So I'm going to make everybody's feed now, and then I'm going to go through what Happy gets exactly. A couple things have changed. We've added one or two things, and we have removed, I think, one or two things. So I'll go over that, but right now I'm going to make everybody's buckets and feed them, and then come back in here and go through what Happy gets on a daily basis. Okay, so I finished feeding. Let me fix my hair. This is a nightmare situation with all the rain. Okay, so I finished feeding. I measured everything because I know like how many scoops of stuff Happy gets, but I don't actually know the weight. So I know the weight now, which actually, 1 second. Okay, so I'm back. I had to do some math. So Happy gets currently Soy Bean Hulls still for his protein, amino acid, all of those like wonderful things. So that helps him build muscle, get a good foundation. That's something that will add more if we feel like he needs to gain more muscle or like he's losing any type of muscle. Then he also gets Speedibeet, which is kind of like just like a fiber filler, but I'm gonna do some research and I'll put in when I tell you how much I feed him, what it actually has beneficial besides just being a little bit of something to not remove sugar, but it's a fiber, it's an additive, it's not a detrimental additive. So there's a couple horses in this barn that are low sugar. One has Cushing's and the other one just doesn't do very well with a lot of sugar, and so they get a lot of Speedibeet with their feed. Happy does not get as much. And then the other main part of his feed is Copra, so Coolstance Copra. It's just basically a fat source, is my understanding, of a cool fat source. And he gets a very small amount of that, but that's another one that we would adjust if he needs more or less fat built onto him. And so those are the hard feeds that he gets. And then the next thing that he gets in his bucket is Preox. Preox is a balancer, so he gets 1 scoop of Preox, I think just twice a day, so 2 scoops a day. And it is meant for horses that are on mainly grass alfalfa based diets. He was getting High Point alfalfa, which was for horses that ate a lot more alfalfa than he eats, but we've switched him more over to some Sudan grass hay, so he gets Preox now. He also gets a scoop of Selenium, so he gets that to add to his vitamin E. So I could feed him a vitamin E and selenium supplement. So like Elevate SE, I feed him Elevate Maintenance right now. But this was really cheap. It's pellets, he gets it once a day, and I can buy it with my dog's food because I can get it on Chewy. So he gets that selenium once a day. He gets vitamin E. He gets SmartSalt pellets, so basically just salt, but he would not eat like a scoop of salt, so he gets them in pellet form from SmartPak, which I think has a little bit of a flavoring to it. And then he gets DMG, which that also is something that we added that wasn't normally in his feed before. And let's see, what else does he get? Chromium. He started getting chromium like about 2 weeks ago. Cannot see it, it's not gonna focus on this. Oh, it did. He started getting chromium about 2 weeks ago. He was getting a little stiff when I rode, and it almost looked like he was a little bit arthritic, so we wanted to see if the issue was possibly inflammation in his joints as opposed to like actual arthritis. So we fed this to him because one of the other horses in the barn that has arthritis also gets this. The horse also gets glucosamine, but she started him on this and saw a difference. So he was on this for a week, and it's been super rainy and gross, which was what kind of triggered his pain before and his stiffness before in his joints, and it's made a huge difference. Like, he's not stiff at all anymore. He doesn't look like he's in pain with his joints. So it's something that we'll keep using, and then eventually I'll probably put him on a glucosamine supplement, but not right now. He also still gets CocoSoya Oil, so he only gets 3 pumps of that a day, right? He gets 2 pumps at night. Yeah. I'll have to figure out how much a pump is. I think 1 pump is 10 ounces. I don't know how many milliliters that is, but he doesn't get very much at all during the day. It's mainly just for him to have a little bit of a flavoring to his food. We found that the fat makes him, or the oil makes him a little bit more happy to eat his feed than not. So that's what we add just for that. But yeah, I think that's all the food. So let me... Okay, and like I said, he gets fed Sudan grass hay, which is very low in SC, and he also gets fed alfalfa. So that's just like the normal 20-pound allottage. I think he gets more Sudan grass right now than he does alfalfa. I want to say he gets like 3 or 4 flakes of the grass and like 2 flakes of alfalfa a day. The grass hay, he can eat regular orchard grass as well, but there's, as I said, horses in the barn that need low sugar, so he just eats the diet hay, as I like to call it. And then I think that is actually everything that he gets. Let me just double check his SmartPak real quick. Oh, that's empty. Okay. Well, the SmartPaks are empty. Okay, while Happy's cannering super pretty in this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and say we removed magnesium from Happy's diet. We did that maybe springtime last year because we felt like his muscles were very jello-y quite often. He wasn't tying up as much, he wasn't getting as crampy and as tight. And we were also kind of reading that too much magnesium, which I think is the common knowledge, hopefully, can cause horses to become a little loopy and a little bit mentally not, I don't want to say stable, but they become a little loopy. And so we took that out of all of our horses' diets. We only add magnesium back if they're gonna get trailered somewhere. If there's a really big storm coming and we know that it affects certain horses in the barn, we'll give them a scoop of magnesium. If the farrier comes and it's gonna be stressful, we get the magnesium. Otherwise, there's no magnesium in Happy's diet anymore. I also wanted to mention that Happy has been tested for PSSM type 2. I don't know if you've watched any of my other videos or if you've watched the original feed video I did of this about a year ago, but he had his hair sample done through animal genetics for PSSM type 1, it came back negative, and he's had his hair type done through, our hair test done through Equiseq, and he came back NP2, so he is positive for the P2 variant, and he has had tie-up episodes and his bloods have been pulled when he's had those, and they have had elevated muscle damage enzymes. So he definitely is positive for PSSM.